Checking everything here. And we're live. That's good.
Yo,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, what a week we've had so far. In fact, what a
life
week that's been that we just had. Holy crap, dude.
life has gone crazy sideways cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I'm telling you,
Is the
man.
best
Alright. I just need to check the stream just to make sure that I am actually coming in.
please. I don't want to lose an entire conversation like last time.
Yeah. Okay. Seems to be working. Everything's in order. But yeah. So, yeah, yesterday, I mean, usually we do this on Saturdays, but yesterday I woke up late, so I decided to play a game that I've been anticipating for quite some time. It was called The Medium. It's like a survival. It's like someone took like a Beksinki paintings and decided to make a survival horror game out of it.
Basically,
So yeah, if
I
you guys
actually
were here, if you guys watched the Saturday like stream, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, but
But I'm
it's
having
been kind
fun
of
with it so far.
that's a, that's awesome, man. I I've been busy with stuff on my end. I got into a weird moment on Twitter this week that really sent me going what the fuck.
Welcome to
Yeah.
2021, guys.
Well, I I ended up saying that you should probably read the Berserk manga if you want to talk about it because it handles a lot of different subjects that are very dark with some nuance and some terrible themes. It's good to at least read it to know. And then I was told that I was attacking the person.
Uh, yeah, people kind of get like that sometimes.
It was a moment in time. Though,
If
here's the
you're
thing.
if you guys were on the topic of the anime I think we're talking about, maybe we'll save that for another stream.
Uh, Honestly, my big problem with it is that they then try to attack me over what my identity was and whether I should talk to them, not knowing my full identity.
But
Because,
dude, you're Jewish. You should be in one of the protected classes.
dude, I don't usually talk about that on Twitter because,
All
well,
right.
I do. I post about Hanukkah and shit, but I'm not gonna post about my protected class on there. I have personal experience with some hate groups on occasion. I my like I'm not going to go over that here because frankly this is a
Yeah.
stream where we're having a good time.
We're supposed to be
But I
having
also don't
fun
want
here.
but I also don't want to use it as gotcha, I'm more oppressed than you. I'm like no, my point is you don't know my identity, you don't know about my life. Fuck you. You don't get to say whether I have the privilege to talk down to you. And I wasn't trying to talk down to that person. I was
Oh
just
yeah.
saying, hey,
Speak of that, I mean, I saw a picture of like a screenshot of a Twitter argument where apparently someone must have dropped the N bomb and some Karen was saying it's like, you better be black because we better not be because I will not tolerate that racist slur or something like that. And the guy, he clearly talked like a black dude from the city. He sounded just like Lamar from Grand Theft Auto 5. Or he
yeah,
talked
apparently,
like Lamar. So it's like, isn't it obvious? So his whole response is like, bitch, I ain't gotta show you a picture of my nuts just to prove that I'm black. Best response ever.
wow. I was now, like I said, I was just having that today. So a couple days ago, I got a DM from somebody using a Grand Blue account trying to call me a sicko over it. Though I got more support on my side at the end of the day for it.
I mean,
So, like, I wasn't even looking for support, and I hope the person I talk to gets help. Because if that comment can make you go, don't attack me, don't, you'll bring harassment on me. I'm like, what?
all right. And for people who
You
are
know,
like scared of that one anime, I have to ask you: have you seen any horror movie that released around like the 70s and 80s or so?
well, I'm not asking them to indulge in dark stuff, but if you enjoy the Berserk anime, and they did, you should give the manga a chance because it has a lot of good stuff to it, especially after the Golden Age arc. I love the Golden Age arc, but there's other great arcs in the manga, and I think there's actually better arcs in it.
Well,
So,
to answer your
again,
question, AJ, part of the issue is it's like that whole thing where you rise in status if you rat someone out for a wrong think. So it's not that they're really offended, they're just trying to up their status by putting somebody else down. That's really what it is. We've pretty much developed a system where people are rewarded for being very authoritarian and very prejudiced.
yeah, he's not wrong.
I mean, it's like when you give a dog a treat when he does a trick right. It'll just make him want to do that trick even more. It works kind of like that.
I would honestly, well, it's like this. You know, people feel protected and they want their views protected, and that's fine to an extent. But you also have to realize that shit happens, and you can't make every interaction you have perfect, or you can't control how people are going to interact with you. Everyone's different. And if you can think of it in like those terms, I think you can actually have more helpful interactions instead of just jumping, oh, fuck, everything hurts me. But again, this is how I look at things. I come from a very different issue. My dad's a diplomat. I was raised in different countries. So,
Yeah, you've been
you
around. You've
know,
seen some shit.
I see. Look, I remember seeing burned down buildings around my area when I was a kid. Like, seriously, from invasions, wars, and shit. But
Some
again,
people in the
that was
U.S. kind of remember burned down buildings from last year. So,
yeah. But this isn't like
but yeah, you've been in places that have been in wars.
yeah, like there were differences. Like my dad actually gave me some comics that were about landmines back in the day and kids avoiding them.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that shit.
Yeah, so again, man, aren't we just the happiest podcast on the
Yeah,
earth?
it's like we keep saying that we're supposed to be having fun and having positively, yet we keep going down dark subjects. So,
Well,
speaking of dark
well, we have
subjects,
to deal with it.
yeah, speaking of dark subjects, how about Fallout Frontier? A game that tries to have it both ways with humor and dark subjects. Well, a mod that tries to have it both ways with humor and dark subjects.
Well, okay, I admit, like Frontier was an interesting prospect as a Fallout dude because here, let me tell you the truth. Bethesda have not been the best shepherds of Fallout. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm not even talking just 76. There's story elements of trying to. Because you have to understand one thing about Fallout is that there weren't exactly an obvious good faction. But they basically have been doing this. The Enclave are evil and the Brotherhood are good. And that's kind of been like the option. I made a joke on my Twitter that if Bethesda does enough Fallout, they'll replace the karma system instead of good or evil. You'll get Enclave points or Brotherhood points, and one is the good faction, one's the evil faction.
What? Yeah, I've heard about that. They've been kicking people off their Discord for various forms of criticisms, which they also
Um,
mistake for harassment.
well, not even just that. A lot of people also view New Vegas as the best of the modern Fallout games, as I call them, for the simple reason is it's the original story team making the game, and so they feel it's a better game because it feels like Fallout again.
Yeah,
And a lot of people don't like Bethesda's honestly sanitized take on it. Now, it's not a completely sanitized take. I mean, in Fallout 3, you blow up a fucking city.
I mean,
But,
to be fair, I mean, Fallout, I mean, it's always had some pretty dark themes. I mean, in the original Fallout 2, you just watch an entire family, women and children, getting slaughtered. And it's a very gory sight in that game.
yeah. But that's the original Fallout, you know?
Yeah. Plus, it was an isometric game, so you didn't really see it up close like you would in later Fallout games.
Yeah. Point being is that Fallout of the modern day and Fallout of the old are still different despite, being either darker or lighter depending on the game.
Yeah. In fact, this was a
So,
big disappointment for me because I was actually kind of looking forward to this mod as soon as I saw the vehicle system. I'm just thinking it's like, yes, it's got to be Fallout with Mad Max.
yeah. Then people played it, and oh my god.
I think the vehicle system was probably the only real good part of it. I mean, it had some pretty good action set pieces, but most of those were really just rip-offs of other games. I mean, I saw the
Yeah,
vertibird sequence. I'm like, it looks cool, but wasn't this the same exact scene, point for point, from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare?
yep.
I'm like, we just redid that. What are we seeing here? And then there are like other scenes that were seemingly taken from Metal Gear Solid. There's like one that was obviously taken from Dead Space. And there's also reports that they were using assets from Stalker, which okay, fine. I mean, on the one hand, I mean, it is kind of cheap, but on the other hand, it's a modding. They're not really like true developers. They're not doing AAA stuff. It's really just modders. The only original stuff they actually did in that actually kind of sucked, which AJ
Yep.
pointed out, the freaking lizards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You can
ugh,
have sex with a death claw.
don't remind me. Listen, I was drunk. There was some very poor disco lighting. It just, it was just what she looked different under those
It was just the
circumstances.
style. Look, I understand, man. It was just the style of the time.
I mean, when she got at the claws, I mean, I thought she was just the tall lady from Resident Evil Village.
Look, man. I understand. Like, hey, you're feeling lonely and things haven't been going well with the wife, so things happen. I understand.
Yeah.
It's okay to admit when that shit just turns you. I'm sorry, man.
To be fair, what couldn't you have sex with in that game? I've seen so many clips of like all the different characters which you can romance, and not even like romance in a sophisticated way. A lot of it's just, hey, let's fuck, and then all of a sudden you just do it. Provided that you
You
have
know,
what,
it
80% speechcraft or something.
uh kind of reminds me of I think it's Saints Row 3 or 4 had this, where basically it was parodying like Mass Effect romance, and
Yeah.
basically you could have sex with anyone on your crew if you give like the right option.
I don't even know if that's what they were going for, where they just wanted to parody it.
I don't think they intended to parody it. I'm just saying that I what my theory is that basically they ended up like being a straight version of that trope,
Yeah.
or instead of, oh, look at us, we are clever subversionists, subversion 9.
Yeah, subversion. They subverted our expectations by allowing us to have sex with a lizard person. That looks kind of like a
Look, man,
Yanti with wings.
look, man, you, I clearly you don't clearly you haven't joined the grand lizard people.
Well,
The
clearly
sexy.
I have not because I'm not part of the shadow government that's secretly running everything.
I understand, man. Uh, actually, but yeah, no. So
Wait,
there were a
what?
couple other.
One of the developers
What?
almost died from programming the car. He's since spent so.
Apparently, yes.
Talk about crunch time. I mean, yeah. On the there's another thing. It's like I somewhat admire the dedication of the team there. Say for that one guy, and we'll get to him in a second. But holy shit,
Yeah.
dude. Uh, basically, there was still some good stuff within this mod, and it all got ruined because, well, a lot of people wanted to insert their OCs, also their politics, also their fetishes, the very deviant art style fetishes. Oh yeah, and with the politics
Eh,
portion, I mean, apparently they originally said that you could not play as the Enclave because the Enclave were supposed to be evil and nothing else. There's no nuance there, and that only Trump supporters would ever play Enclave or Legion. I'm like, what does that have to do with Trump?
like, look. Um, it's also, I should point out, evil campaigns have been kind of a standard thing in a lot of Western RPGs. For the last couple of years. To be fair, so to me, it's
Yeah,
like,
and he was
oh,
kicking people out of his Discord left and right, like AJ's friend over there, who was giving them constructive criticisms, not really harassing them, just actual constructive criticisms, especially on the Fallout lore, because a lot of this stuff was very lore breaking.
oh, yeah. Look,
Oh yeah,
uh,
I also like how, like in a later interview that I was just listening to before I started this, they so backpedaled on the Enclave statements they made during a previous stream, saying, it was just a joke, bro. It was really a joke."
look,
Really? Is
I,
that why you were kicking people off for suggesting that you allow them to play as Enclave?
it was just a joke, bro. You
It's like
weren't supposed to take it seriously.
no,
And
really. We didn't have enough people to make an Enclave faction. That's really what it was. Oh well, maybe you should have taken your busy. Maybe if you weren't spending so much time putting in your OCs and the goddamn lizard fetish people, maybe you would have had time for that.
honestly, um,
7 years, and all we got was lizard pussy.
God, this is reminding me of Hunt Down the Freeman again.
It is. It is Hunt Down the Freeman all over again. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I could say there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
I would say there's at least, uh,
There's just
I would say,
too many people with different views and different high levels of egos that they wanted to insert their own things into it. I mean, there needed to be
God,
like some central figure to actually like manage everything.
you wanna live like common people? Sorry, I
Oh,
went
the
out.
excuse of not enough people is bunk. Yeah, they kept hiring in a lot of voice actors too, who immediately left after let's go out and say it. The one guy was apparently caught drawing underage porn on his artist profile.
So I actually got to talk about that because I actually know the whole deal with that.
Yeah, all right.
It's so what the person. So here's the thing. It was tech. It was ponies.
Okay, ponies.
Yes, it was My Little Pony characters.
Way to live up to the stereotype, dude.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying if you're just like okay, so
So
yeah, no, it's let me put it this
we're
way.
okay. Okay. If since it's pony, I gotta ask this question: were there cupcakes involved?
No, as far as look, dude, I wasn't gonna look this shit up.
Good.
I decided to actually I know I was able to get it secondhand from a person who I follow, um, who isn't I should mention isn't one of those creepy people. He just know like you know he just decided to look into it himself.
Oh
Uh,
man. But yeah,
so
I mean, granted, I mean we've heard of people who have gone down this road before. I mean, with the whole baby furs and everything. So,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it might have been underage ponies. I mean,
that's how it starts. No, I'm kind of like look, it's one of those things of he it wasn't the worst possible thing. It's still really bad. It's just that it's like uh
yeah, yeah, I get the feeling. It's just why? Just why?
there is no God. Uh, I'm kind of joking there, but you know how I am.
Uh, but yeah, after that got out, I could see why people wanted to pull away from the project. There's a lot of
Yeah,
voice actors who are pulling their content from the game, which is now
that
forcing the developers to overhaul the entire game and cut out certain characters. They definitely cut out that one developer's content, or as much as they
yeah,
can.
yeah. It's a whole shit show at this point. So
I think part of it is
you
that
know,
they they made this too personal and allow people to like put in too much of their own personal stuff.
oh dude, yeah, basically. I this whole thing is a fan project, and it's a fan project that probably should have acted more professionally, but didn't.
Yeah.
So we are now left with the burning carcass
And I think
of what.
part of the blowback is that I think they were getting donations or fan donations, so that might
Yeah,
actually cause a lot of the blowback. I mean, for the most part, I mean, I find it cringy but at the same time, I grew up in the Flash game generation where people do this shit all the time with their Flash games. Yeah, you don't even want to know how many
I
questionable Flash games are out there.
uh, I know how many questionable Flash games are. Look, dude, I grew up in the same generation.
Yeah,
I was on Newgrounds.
you have
This is like,
the Sonic Flash games and everything, and
yeah,
and also the and also the very fan-made Flash games of platformer games. I mean, so so I'm not really too offended by cringy or fucked up material or even like or even stolen assets being used in a game. It's really just a it's just really the sheer fact that it's like people may have donated money for this kind of stuff, and
Oh no, that's
and they
totally
were
fair.
throwing and they were throwing a lot of their great ideas into the mechanics of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And and they had a lot of good ideas, but it was all ruined by some of the more cringy aspects that they really could have just left out and it wouldn't really be so harmful.
No, I agree. Like,
I mean, hell,
you
they
know,
had a space dogfighting section. That was amazing. The fact that they could push the game engine into that.
yeah, they've done. Look, honestly, the fact that they're able to do that and that's pretty cool. I'll give them props. Like I'll give them massive props for some of the shit they were able to do with that fucking engine. But you know,
Yeah, but the
let's
warning
be.
signs were there. I mean, the stuff on the Discord, the fact that they had it take place in Portland of all places. Although they're
Oh
saying
god.
that, yeah, although they're saying that they chose that location because it had a river. Really? You know, there are other places in America that have rivers, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, New York has a river going through it. DC,
New
actually,
York.
we've already done DC in the Fallout universe.
Well, you could argue that that's not the real Fallout. These I don't know, like you could, since it was a Bethesda game, and I feel any canon material they touch can be discarded to an extent.
Yeah. Granted, there's
That
a lot of stuff that I kind of don't take as canon, even like on the official Bethesda games, because a lot
yeah,
of it just seems kind of like conflicting with the original canon. But yeah, this is fucking insane. Oh, in fact, some of the one of the clips. I mean, the picture I'm showing right now. I mean, this is like one of the girls, which they claim very strictly that she's not technically a sex slave. Although in this dialogue, you have clearly convinced her to wear a slave collar, and she calls you master. And there's even dialogue moments where she says that she would be your good little slave, and she's of a questionable age. Note that
oh
they
god.
also added they added a happy 18th birthday note on her person later. They added that later, which means that it was not part of the conceptual design. I'm calling it now. Oh yeah, by the way, her name is America. So, you can enslave America.
That is special. I'm kind of impressed and horrified at the same time. I'm horrified.
Yes, this is not only that, she was from the interview I heard, she wasn't even written by the guy who did the My Little Pony stuff. She wasn't even written
Really.
by the guy who got kicked out. She was written by somebody else. So this is another developer's cringy OC fantasy.
Oh god. How many cringy OC fantasies are there?
So
What if
yeah,
we
at this rate, I don't trust. I don't trust any of the developers on the team anymore. It's like, okay, how many of you guys are into this weird stuff?
maybe that's why they were able to get along together.
I can only imagine. Oh my god.
Can you
This is like the
can you
Finders Cult stuff that we're going into.
oh god. Well, I'm gonna bring this up because like we're talking about all what Finders called.
Yeah, find you remember the Finder's Call, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a whole conspiracy theory that uh there was some kids being abducted for nefarious purposes.
Yeah. I remember. I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, this is one of those what the fuck moments.
Very.
But I'm also reminded of the OC character that was in Caves of Quad, which was basically a furry, a female bear who is
Do you,
unkillable, judging from Seth's review of it.
huh?
Oh yeah, and the
The
developers there
unkillable.
also had a faction that you could not join because they declared that faction to be always evil.
Eh. I don't know why developers think that's like, oh, you don't like evil factions are a thing people like to play. Okay, hold it. What the heck? Sorry, I got a message.
Yeah, all right. I mean, if you're gonna advertise this infinite amount of freedom in a game, at least make me play a villain, or allow me the
Hey,
option to
Chris.
play a villain.
There we go.
Oh, what's up?
Ah,
Hold it.
bye.
You want to stay in and discuss shit?
Okay, I promise not to know anything.
Yes.
Uh,
Pumpkin Can seems to be talking. Is he?
yeah. So hi, this is the mysterious pumpkin named Chris.
Yeah,
Chris.
Want me to
I mean,
shoot at it? I think someone's hiding in the pumpkin can.
eh,
We were talking about Fallout Frontier.
okay, I don't know anything about that. I'll Google it right now.
You do
Prepare for
that.
cringe.
Um, it's a whole controversy. We're probably gonna end it soon because we're doing
Well, because yeah, there we still got the other topic, which is also kind of huge.
the next
Right.
topic here because at this point it's still kind of developing, so it's not finished. But look it up. Feel free. Don't worry. There is going to be another topic you can join in on in a sec.
Oh no.
But I'm going to actually talk about this topic first, if you don't mind, Scarpy.
All right. So what have you got?
This is more. I want to get some good news here. So recently, a trailer dropped for a new Ultraman movie.
Really?
Yes. It the
Uh oh.
it is written and produced by Hideki Anno, aka the creator of Evangelion. So this is a pretty big deal right now, and we're kind of looking forward to it. The monsters look good. Ultraman looks good. It's 30 seconds. Uh, it has some of the best kaiju designs I've seen in films in years. Honestly, I actually really like the looks of it.
Ah, cool.
So yeah, I would check it out. Ultraman is a fantastic franchise. Not enough people are into, and I figured, let's get this good news in. Now you might have some issues with Hideki Anno as a creator. I understand, but he was a creator who was very much inspired by Ultraman when he made Evangelion. Ultraman is one of his main sources of inspiration,
Oh
and
yeah.
now he's working on the franchise. So I'm looking forward to it.
Ah, cool. Oh
Yep.
yeah. AJ, you can join Caesar's Legion, and then Fallout Frontier. Uh, they somehow retroactively became progressive enough to allow female officers within their ranks. That's a big shift in change, considering that they used to, say, enslave every woman they come across.
Thing in that game. But I get it.
All right.
Who cares though? Who cares about consistency? Woo!
I know that
Um,
doesn't make sense for the series. Hell, that doesn't even make sense for the New Vegas lore.
no, it does not. No, it does not. Anyway, um, it's a whole thing on that one. But one thing. But I guess we'll now talk about the big thing that's happening. Hey guys, how's your Dogecoin investment going?
Oh my god.
Yes, that's the major topic.
Oh my god.
So, stocks. It's a whole controversy. I've been seeing every type of thing. I gotta say this right now. Jimmy Kimmel is a cop. I'm joking to an extent. No, I'm not. So Jimmy Kimmel right now thinks it's a Russian conspiracy. I'm not even kidding.
Wasn't there a guy on CNBC that
Oh my.
also posited the idea?
Something. Some. There's a generation of people who think this is a Russian conspiracy to destroy Americans' billionaires who fuck over the economy. I don't know what to say. But okay,
Dude, they're
let's talk
blaming
about
all
this.
the usual suspects.
Let's talk about it. You
Russians, Trump
somehow
supporters, fucking Gamergate.
look, everybody has been dude. I've seen people. I've also seen this blame on liberals and every. Look, we're all taking the blame, guys. It's all our fault.
Well, see,
Yeah,
when
you
true
did it.
unity exists,
The
everyone's in the
experiment
pot.
worked.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm kind of joking. Well, I'm gonna give the
yeah.
details.
The
So
stream seems to
because
be hitching a bit, guys. I do apologize for that.
yeah,
Wait, there's a stream?
yes, we're
Okay.
streaming right now.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we probably should have
oh
told you
no.
that before you walked in.
I didn't know.
It's
I
fine.
mean,
It's
say hello
fine.
to
Hey,
our 3 viewers.
Hi.
hello.
I think I'm opening YouTube it right now.
It's fine,
It's the
dude.
Exalted
Like
Scarf
honestly,
stream.
I
Okay.
kind of like the idea of like people being able to come in on stream and just interrupt with mic bitching around.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it'll give us
god.
a means of just improvising.
Yeah,
Eh,
at a moment's notice.
Hilarity will ensue.
Look, look, you are just our random guest co-host tonight. You got the spot. Who knows? Maybe
oh my
someone
god.
else is
Besides, I was always
Discord
suspicious of that
server and they
pumpkin
come
can.
on in. They can be the random.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of pumpkin comes in a can?
I know. A lot of fucking. You know something? Cinderella made that pumpkin can. She was just so tired of just growing pumpkin. I don't know anymore. What the fuck are we?
I
Um.
don't know.
So,
Yeah,
okay, I guess we'll get back on
yeah.
topic again before we just devolve into becoming a podcast.
Shit.
And I
So, about the resurgence of the Dogecoin.
so okay, so this is actually just generally the stock market stuff. So I'll actually now just sum up the story. If somehow people don't know, I feel like I have to do this out of professionalism, guys.
Mhm.
Or at least somebody has to be professional on this podcast.
All right.
Um, I'm looking at you, you Mike. You've been slacking. No. Okay, so let's go over this. So Reddit decided to start a war with billionaires, and so they bought up GameStop stock.
Yeah, what had happened is
Yep.
that someone on the subreddit Wall Street Bets
Wall
found
Street Bet.
out that a hedge fund was trying to short GameStop. And what a short is, guys, if you don't know, is it's it's when you kind of bet on the company failing by instead of just buying stocks like people normally do and hoping that the company succeeds and therefore the stocks rise. What they are doing is that they are borrowing the stocks while they're still high, then selling them while they're still high, and then as the stocks plummet, then they buy them for less. So they
From
ba-
where?
so
Oh,
they
I'm sorry.
basically like it's like buying and selling stocks in reverse. But the problem is
Yeah.
that if the company does well, that means that they end up having to buy them for a lot more than what they sold them at. And the money that they have to, the price can be infinite because a company can be infinitely successful, especially if a whole bunch of people on Reddit decide to just buy some stocks, therefore raising the stock value.
Yeah. That's basically what happened
Yeah,
because
and
a
we're.
bunch of people,
Oh, sorry. Um,
because a bunch of yeah, sorry. Uh,
huh,
don't worry, it happens. I'll finish my sentence, then you can go. Cool.
okay, sorry about that.
It happens. It's fine. Um, so because people have been doing this, basically they were like, okay, basically Reddit discovered this because we're gamers, guys. We're kind of, sort of invested in GameStop, right, guys? Because we're gamers.
This is why I love my fellow
Um,
gamers.
I know. So we all got together and saw this horrible thing happen to the store we tolerate, and give us 25 cents for each copy of Fallout 76 we return back. Um, besides that, though, um, what happened with that, though, right now, is that because of this, they discovered how many hedge funds is it. Now, here's the thing about it, too. A lot of people are ticked off at Wall Street for the various shenanigans they've been pulling with the stock market in recent years. And you can see posts on Reddit basically boiling down to, guys, I don't care what happens with my money. I just want to see them fall.
Hmm. Yeah,
So we're actually seeing a rebellion with money that works, and I couldn't be happier.
yeah. I just wanted to chime in and say that I believe that the person who discovered it was a Reddit user by the name of You Deep Fucking Value back in 2019. But then recently they discovered that I think that the short that GameStop was being shorted for 140% of the actual stock they had. So they actually had, which is why they're obligated to buy more stocks that more GameStop stock than is actually in the market.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing. Like I've let me put it this way, I do calls all week, so I just browse Twitter and Reddit while I'm doing it. So I've just been reading up on this like all week.
Yeah.
So I can try to find some sources if you want.
No, that's fine, dude. Like, honestly, we kind of get it. Like, it's they were able to discover it, and now we're in this scenario, which is great. I love it. I love reality.
Yeah, there's also a conspiracy thing. There's also a conspiracy theory going around where apparently it's like they they borrowed a lot of that stock to short it. I mean, they were trying to short it not just by 100%, but 140%. They bet
Yeah,
a
they were basically.
fuck ton on that, which means they had to be really sure that stock was going to fail. And
Yeah,
gee, I wonder how they could be so sure. Could it be that they may be supporting various politicians that supported lockdowns that have been killing businesses like GameStop?
yeah,
Um, it's not just that. Apparently, there's also they also go on like the business like TV channels like CNBC and basically shit talk it.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they do this with a lot of businesses to
Well, that's
cause people
that.
to pull out
Yeah, that's kind of how
of
you
the
start
market.
like shorting things. It's like you start shit talking it in order to get the stocks to go down, get people to sell.
yeah. And because people don't like hedge funders, you know, the poor hedge funder guys. I feel so bad for them. They have to sell their yacht.
Yeah, 2021 is the year everyone suddenly learned how to use the stock market.
Yeah. Also, fuck Robin Hood. I'm going to say that for what they did.
What? What an ironic name. Holy
I
shit.
know. Oh God, this has
Oh
just
my
been a
gosh.
whole.
It's
What
like
a
still.
PR nightmare.
Yes,
It
dude.
is a PR nightmare.
Yeah. Steal from the rich, give
Like,
to the poor. Except when the poor start stealing from the rich.
remember, like, there's either two scenarios. They either lied about lacking liquidity, or they're colluding. It's like either one. And they already said on, I think it was CNBC, that it wasn't a liquidity issue. So it has so like then people are like, what is it then? The the thing everyone's accusing you of doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they are being sued over this. It's like,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's
Oh
like
yeah.
a few other uh, companies being sued over this kind of thing. Because I think what they were doing is kind of illegal.
Yep.
And that's the other issue. They keep trying to say that the stuff that the redditors were doing were illegal, but everything the redditors were doing were above board. It's just the stuff people are doing in response are that are illegal.
It's weird. You can't accuse them of being like backroom collusing when it's all on an open forum.
Yeah,
So then what are you gonna accuse them of doing?
I mean,
Yeah.
being
Like,
being Russian assets, I guess, because I think that's what they're going for.
who isn't a Russian asset? We all are Russian assets. America is a Russian asset.
Well,
Actually,
after they saw what they were doing, they were rushing to Wall Street.
Yeah, fair.
I'll tell you what. I'll admit to being a CCP asset,
Okay.
so that
I
way they
knew it.
can blame China.
I knew it. I've been making a podcast with you so you could confess on air about that. I've been investigating you this entire time and you fell for the trap.
Always thought you were a little strange, man.
I know.
Yeah,
I had to. You don't know how long I had to hide this dark secret. And now I can come out on air and reveal that I was a cop the entire time.
but I bet you anything that if it turned out that there were Chinese spies dealing with this kind of or taking part in all of this, they still won't hold China responsible.
Basically,
Hell, they wouldn't even
like,
hold them responsible for the death virus they released.
yeah. Look,
But yeah, it is a very much a rules for thee but not for me scenario because we see hedge funders doing this stuff all the time and they are not going to be held responsible.
Uh, yep. Especially since the SEC chairwoman, like, is like obviously has I don't know how deep the ties are between her and Citadel, but I doubt it makes her impartial.
You know what,
who?
AJ? Maybe around next stream we'll talk about how China's been buying up all our land,
Yep.
and
They've
then
been
we'll bring you
stealing
on
my
that one.
money in your
But what we got? What
If
12 minutes left or so?
if it's not Bill
Yes.
Gates, it's China.
Look, it's not Bill Gates or the U.S. government. It's
Yeah.
China,
Yeah,
guys.
is but the
Honestly, I
hedge
can't wait
funders,
for.
hedge.
Honestly, I can't wait for. I can't wait for K-pop stars to start buying up land in America. You know what? God,
But
I had a weird moment this week when I was watching. I was actually watching Image Comics Revolution, which is a documentary on Image Comics,
Oh, really?
Ooh,
right? Yeah,
I think I saw that
and
Twitter feed.
you saw that on Twitter.
No, weren't you posting about it?
Oh yeah, I was posting that on my Twitter feed, mostly because it has some great moments, like Rob Liefeld pretending to be Todd McFarlane and yelling at him,
Oh, great.
which has to be seen to believe. And now I know where Rob Liefeld gets his faces from,
Oh my god.
because if you see how Rob Liefeld makes this angry face, it looks almost like how he draws his faces for his characters.
Okay.
So
Another
it's like,
person inserting his OC.
I know. Look, he has a character. So Rob Liefeld has his character named Shaq, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, when they made an action figure for him, he was released as Rob Liefeld's 6-inch Shaq.
I'm done. I got nothing.
Oh my
But
god.
you don't want to see his 6-inch Shaq.
I have a feeling that the minute we put a ruler to it, it's gonna turn out to be 2 inch.
Uh, hey, he's just cold, man.
It
I
was
hope
shrinkage.
I hope their marketing department was well compensated.
Uh, Probably. Do you know how
God
he?
damn it,
Okay,
man. Phrasing.
I was kind of joking.
That was intentional.
Okay, so all right. Since I'm now on this topic, I'm just gonna say what I was originally gonna say. So I didn't realize that the J-pop artist Yoshiki of X Japan, which is a
Okay.
visual kei metal band,
Yeah.
actually made a comic with Stan Lee and Image Comics.
I think I
Uh,
heard about that a long time ago.
yeah, it was a long time ago. That was a thing. But here's
Well,
the thing I didn't realize. You wanna know what Rob Liefeld used to do to pay his artists?
oh, no.
Buy them cars.
I mean,
I don't know. Cars could be a good investment. Might
No,
raise
no,
the
I
no,
mean,
no,
stocks on
no,
them.
guys. He would buy them Dodge Viper.
okay. I need a what? I don't know much about cars, man.
Okay. Um, Basically, one of our friends would cream his pants if he heard about that.
Wait. Okay, that looks like an expensive car.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dodge Viper.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, guys,
I'm sure that's a more stable currency to pay people with than the current stock market right now.
it's one way. You want to know what else happened? He also had a guy who used to dress up in one of his. Okay, so he would have like actors dress up as his characters. One guy was dressed up as Bad Rock. Guy
Mm-hmm.
crashed the car, and you want to know what he said?
What?
What?
Oh yeah, I can just get another one.
Great.
Wasn't even mad.
I assume this was the 90s.
It was the 90s.
Okay.
Oh yeah, speak of monetary value, I mean, how about them Dogecoins?
You know, I think Ritz had a
Of
friend
all
who made
things to go up in cryptocurrency, it had to be the joke currency.
Yes.
yes. I mean, like they call them like they're dubbing it meme stocks. I mean, so they had to go for the meme currency, and Bitcoin's like ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, I know. It's basically we may be witnessing a continuation of the meme war on a different front. Now it's an economic front.
The meme wall.
The meme war.
Yet the Dogecoin is
The
no longer supported by the company. What?
Yeah. Okay. So I know you were talking about Dogecoin, but let me actually talk about this because I was like, oh, you heard about the? Oh wait, let me actually talk about it. Yeah, Dogecoin went down heavily
Yeah, it crashed.
and it crashed, which hopefully will bring people to reality. Because look, as much as I encourage stock stuff, if you're gonna invest in shit, uh, here's a good tip: don't invest in what you're. Don't invest unless you're willing to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean,
And
that's
don't
why the
short
freaking
unless you're willing to lose infinitely.
Uh, so my point, yeah, of course. My point being in gambling. So whenever I actually went with a casino with my dad, and I brought like $100. I ended up with 90 by the end of the night, and I was lucky.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I lost $10, but I had to win stuff, and I did do a little bit of that. I was lucky, but I didn't try to go as high as I could. I could have lost a lot more money. Uh, but that's the point, you know. You only invest on how much you're going to lose. You know,
Yep.
it's if you win more, you don't go in expecting to win a lot.
Yeah.
You go in expecting to lose.
Well, the people
And it,
investing right now in this whole GameStop stuff, they they're at the point where they don't care if they lose. They just want somebody else
yeah,
to suffer. And I don't blame them.
I was thinking about this, and basically, instead of it being like a return on investment, the stocks are now basically the price of admission to being to participating. It's not about making money; it's just the price of admission to screw over the hedge fund.
Yeah, that's really what
yeah,
it's turned into.
you know how much they lost so far?
How much?
20 billion.
Now, I actually read something
What?
earlier that said that they that in order to cover their GameStop position, they had to pull out of their long-term investments. So their potential capital for the year, like they've lost 90 million on hand money and the opportunities for long term, some opportunities for long term.
Yeah, because last
Ooh.
I checked, the hedge funders lost 70 billion on this.
Oh wow, then whatever. They lost more than 10 billion,
I
which
mean,
is more than I expected.
they had a bailout, and even that wasn't enough.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of insane right now that we're living in this era of fuck you all.
What also wows me is just how united everyone is on this front. Th-
Yeah,
This is not a left versus right issue. This is like the people versus the elites kind of issue. I mean, I'm seeing like left wingers, right wingers, libertarians. It's like Green
Well,
Partyers, Occupy Wall Street 2.0. This whole thing. I mean,
yeah,
dude.
when
okay. So, oh, sorry.
yeah, when Ted
Go
Cruz
for
and
it.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez get get on the same side of an issue, we are living in strange times.
Yeah. See, the thing is that I think Glenn Greenwald had an article where he basically summed it up. The right hates Wall Street because basically there is government involvement in the free market. It's just to support the elites, and the left hates Wall Street because there's government involvement in the market to support the elites and not the little guy like they want. So pretty much the right and left hate the crony capitalism of the Iron Triangle.
Yep,
So no one likes it.
no one.
Yeah, it's because
I
they're
mean,
Yep,
unless
screwing up. Their crony capitalism is screwing up true free market capitalism.
yeah. And now we are living in this world of fuck Wall Street, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, but how much you want to bet that they're gonna start creating new laws to regulate this stuff?
Oh yeah, I imagine.
oh yeah.
Look, everyone's waiting.
Yeah, Joe
At this.
Biden is going to executive order this shit.
Honestly, what I find fascinating about all this at the moment, and this is not to say anything against anyone other than it's happening to an extent. Right now, people are actually having some people are having disillusionment about Joe Biden right now.
Oh yeah.
No
This
shit.
because it's like, oh, you're supposed to support our position, yet you're strengthening the other. Oh, yeah, no, this is actually, I honestly, This is what I wanted: a wake up call like this.
Yeah.
Like I the thing is that I think a lot of people that voted for him actually just voted for him because he was not Trump. He ran as being not Trump. But the thing
Yeah.
is, a lot of his positions that people are mad about were actually part of his platform if you bother to read it. It's just that a lot of people didn't.
Yep. Dude, that was pretty much it. Like, a lot of people want to put down voting as something simple as he's not the other dude. When honestly, I always say people actually look up the positions and realize what you're voting for and realize who you're voting in, and not be surprised when he actually falls through on some of that shit. You know, like hell, I remember Hillary Clinton back in the day calling for censorship in video games and shit
Yeah.
like that.
I
Like,
mean,
you
Do,
know,
I mean,
she's the
guys.
worst.
I mean, guys. You shouldn't be too busy to just not look. You shouldn't be too busy to look up what your candidates stand for, especially since, well, many people at this point are out of a job. So you have plenty of
Yeah,
time to look this up.
well,
yeah, like I said, that's how it is right now. But we should probably end it here, though. It is 10 o'clock, and we were able to do a full hour, guys.
Oh yeah.
So I am going to hit the gong of the hour. I don't actually have a gong, but I'd like you to pretend there is a gong. And we will, thank you. I do appreciate that. And we will leave you off. This has been an Exalted Scarfy stream with a guest of pie.
All
whoa,
right. This is
With I
Scarfy.
should probably say I
Say
should
what?
probably say a side of pumpkin pie. I should have said a side of pumpkin pie. Oh well, the joke only came to me now.
I mean, you do what you can, man.
I know, right? It's hard times for everybody, especially when you have to come up with a joke in like the last minute. Oh well.
Well,
Eh,
at least we're having fun. This is
Woo. Yep.
Scarfy signing out, and hold them stonks.
Yep.
diamond hands.
Fair. Thank you.